Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. There's a difference. Right? There's a difference. Right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass. Right? It's going to be played on the grass. And let's go. Huh?
Okay. Life happens. Listen, man, I just wanted to introduce you guys to that audio before I even got started, man. Let's go ahead and welcome you guys back to the Golden Rule Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ryan Hayes. Oh, man. Listen. We got to get right to it, man. I started the show with that audio because it was significant, man. I'm going to just go ahead. First and foremost, before I even dive in on this topic, of course, we all know what the talk of college football has been the last couple of weeks. I'm going to say the last 3-4 weeks, but let's go ahead and give Oregon their just due, man. Because listen, hey, good job. Look, man, Oregon did come out and manhandle the Colorado Buffaloes and Coach Prime, man. Listen, I think the disrespect needs to be, the apology needs to be just as loud as the disrespect, or in both cases, man. We can't just be all for Coach Prime and the talking and the confidence that he's displaying and not feel any type of way about this guy trying to motivate his team, saying that they rooted in substance, man. I mean, I'm gonna hear it just one more time, man, because I feel like that audio is just like, it's enough to get you fired up, man. Look.
Rooted in substance. So, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. There's a difference. Right? There's a difference. Right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's going to be played on the grass. Right?
Hey, look, man. All right, look. So I just wanted to go ahead and replay it again, man. Now, this was the halftime speech Dan Lanning, the coach of the Oregon Ducks, had gave to his guys. Actually, it was a pregame speech. I apologize. It was not at halftime. This was pregame speech. He was letting his guys know, like, look, man, y'all, they rooted in substance. They not rooted in flash. Basically saying Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes are getting all this media hype, all of this media attention, and they're basically rooted in a lot of flash. It's not really substance on the field. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess Flash is what won these last 3 games for the Buffaloes. But in case he hadn't noticed, they've been winning, and they haven't been just necessarily, doing it in a flashy manner. They've been technically sound and fundamentally sound on the football field on both sides of the field, but it didn't show up today, man. So, I mean, on Saturday afternoon, it was afternoon. They didn't play early. They played around 2:30 Central Time. But yeah, man, hey, we give you much respect, man. I'm not gonna go ahead and just bash the guy. All I know is it seems as though it's an easier target. I mean, Deion is just one of those guys that every coach that he's played so far has already been saying the same thing. And it wouldn't be any different, man. These guys have been taking their shots, whether it be the sunglasses and the hat, taking it off in amount of respect, or if it's talking about you just rooted in flash and not substance, man. It's been the same type of narrative. These guys have been attacking Deion Sanders, but hey, man, when you beat him, to beat him, man, you got to beat the man. So, I mean, when you beat him, I mean, we're going to give you a hand clap and we just going to keep it moving, man. I mean, Colorado played terrible, both sides of the ball. It honestly looked like Travis Hunter was just too much to lose, man. I mean, that was the best player on offense as far as receivers go and the best player on defense and the defensive back cornerbacks. So, I mean, losing that guy, it definitely hurt the team. It showed up on both aspects, on both sides of the ball. So, hey, we're going to give it what it is. I can't say that they're the only reason why they lost. I do feel like I've told you guys before, that I feel like Deion Sanders and his team is just small in the trenches, man. And we know he knows this. He's even confirmed and said this himself. I mean, it's going to take about a year or so to get these recruits in. I'm talking about these 250, 300-pound linemen that can move the back, that can, protect the quarterback, because Shador ended up on the ground a whole lot. Shador finished with 23 for 33 passing, 159 yards and 1 touchdown, which was very, mediocre to say the least. A 28.2 passer rating, so that's not good either. Like I said, man, he was on the ground. As every time I looked up, they were getting sacked, a quarterback pressure, a quarterback hit. It was just nowhere really for him to go. Every time he looked up, by the time he finishes 5 or 3-step or 12-step, whatever the drop is, 7-step drop, the whole offensive line was right in his lap. It was just nowhere to go. He's not that mobile as a quarterback. I mean, he can move out the pocket, but he ain't fast. He ain't like his dad. We can just really, it's obvious on the field. But hey, man, I mean, giving Oregon that much respect, man. I do know, me personally, I don't like the fact that like Bo Nix is getting all this, he beating his chest. And, I just don't feel like Bo Nix is the man for the job to be trying to act like he's just something special. Just kind of the same as Stetson Bennett, which I don't know what team he plays for now, but he was also like 5-6 years in college, graduated. He was older than Joe Burrow, older than Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. This guy, he was older than these guys, but he was still playing in college. Bo Nix is similar. He played against Justin Herbert in college. Now, granted, he was a freshman at the University of Auburn, and he played against Justin Herbert, who was at the University of Oregon. He was at Oregon, where Bo Nix now currently resides, and that was in 2019. So the guy's already, he's older. Justin Herbert's 4 years in the NFL at this point. Bo Nix is still in college, dominating, however you want to look at. If you want to say he's dominating, then go ahead. I do know last year the Oregon Ducks, the same Oregon Ducks team, traveled to Georgia, who was the number one team in the nation. And Oregon at the time was number 15, and they ended up losing 49-3. So, I mean, I get it. Pick on the little guy. I mean, if that's what you want to do, pick on the little guy. Deion doesn't have the talent level in the trenches, and he can't really protect his quarterback like he really needs to. But I'm not gonna say, like Deion said, man, you better get me right now. Give me now, because this is the worst we're going to be, and I strongly believe that. So not taking anything away from Oregon. They went in, they did what they had to do. I just don't like the whole beating your chest situation, especially when it comes to somebody like Bo Nix and Dan Lanning, because I'm like, man, you guys were trash, and when you play any team that's on your level, you're going to be trash. I don't see Oregon beating USC. I don't see Oregon fighting for a chance in the playoffs either, but hey, that is what it is. Moving along, I will say, before I get off of Colorado, I'm going to say that I think that a lot of this hate or whatever it is that other coaches are giving Deion is because when you look at this program who went 1-for-11 last year, they're now, from the month of September, we're just talking about from September 1st to September 22nd, Deion Sanders has generated $45.7 million in earned media for Colorado. So we're talking $45.7 million in just the span of 22 days. 3 games, 22 days, man. Look at the tremendous impact he's having on and off the field. So a lot of that attention, a lot of that media coverage, a lot of those NIL deals, that thing is attractive to recruits. And I believe the coaches are not necessarily worried about what he's doing now. They're concerned about what is to come. So I get it, man. And we're going to move along from them. Moving into my Buckeyes, man. Now listen, man. Y'all know I am a Buckeye, man. You know what I'm saying? I am a Buckeye. It was a hard-fought game on Saturday night, man. It was crazy against Notre Dame. We had pulled away for a little minute, then they came back, scored, then they took the lead. It was 14-13, I believe, 14-10 or something like that. And then all of a sudden, 14-10. And we win on a walk-off touchdown, man. It was just crazy. The last play of the game, no time on the clock, 1-yard run by Tatum. 1-yard run on the goal line, man. It was just a crazy atmosphere in Bend or South Bend or whatever they call it in Notre Dame. It was a nice atmosphere. I respect the coach in Notre Dame, by the way, so much respect to him. He's a young guy. He has that team playing some hard-nosed football, and they actually going to war for him. So much respect to Notre Dame. I'm just glad my Buckeyes survived. We did go from number 6 to number 4 this week because of that. So, I mean, like I said, we survived that win, but it wasn't just an easy pushover game. It was definitely a hard-fought game. So much respect to Notre Dame as well. Moving along, I know Florida State had a close, very close win that they actually should have lost to Clemson, but I'm not going to say should have. But, hey, it looked like Clemson really had their number, and Clemson is now unranked because of the losses that they've been experiencing. But then you turn around and you have Florida State, who's been on the tear of late. They, beat LSU, and they come in and they got bravado, so to say. And then, They end up barely winning on a field goal. I think it was 31-28 in overtime. So we just looking at it like, hey man, keep our eyes on it. These teams, these were the big time matchups of the week. I mean, we didn't have any upsets this week as far as I'm concerned. Just some good hard fought games, man. I mean, LSU and Arkansas was a good game as well. So we keeping our eyes on good football, man. Moving on from college, man. We do appreciate what we seen. Again, Buffalo, the Colorado Buffaloes. We'll see if the sting settles down or if the fires, put out. They do face USC next week. That's Caleb Williams, Heisman candidate. It's gonna be a hard fought game again, man. And if they don't have those guys up front, I'm not looking for anything much to change. Me personally, I feel like I'm hoping that it's closer, but without Travis Hunter, it's just they're severely outmatched, man. They're already outmatched up front. They're gonna be severely outmatched without Travis Hunter. But we're gonna move right along, man, to some NFL news. Now, man, NFL, that was crazy yesterday. So we had Denver Broncos. They lost 7. It was 20. They had 20 points, and Miami Dolphins had 70. 70 points. Now, the Miami Dolphins put up 70 points. That hasn't been done since the 60s. I know that the Miami Dolphins, they actually – the last team to put up 70, or the highest scoring point team in the NFL is 72 points, and it was from the Washington Redskins at the time. That was the name, Redskins. No offense to anybody, Washington football team, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, that was in 1966. That was the last time they had put up. Mike McDaniels, from the head coach for the Miami Dolphins, he elected to not go for the field goal, which was pretty manageable and makeable. He elected not to go for the field goal in order to break the record, which would have given them 73 points, and that would have been the highest point scoring game in the NFL history. So it's a 106-year history, and that's crazy. I'm just saying, I've never thought I would have seen a 70-20 score. That's like an AAU basketball score when the team is a team full of superstars versus a team full of rinky-dinks. I've seen it done before. No offense to any of those rinky-dink teams, but that is embarrassing. 70-20. Never before have I seen. I know Russell Wilson is obviously he's defeated all year. Sean Payton hadn't looked like the coach that he wants to be. It's just not looking good in Denver, man. I mean, they're supposed to have a top 5 defense, but they haven't been performing as such. Obviously, stopping to track me like the Miami Dolphins, who appear to be the best team in the NFL this year. I'm not sure, how it's going to match up later down the line. But I mean, right now, Miami look like the best team in football right now. They look complete. They have a defense that's clicking on all cylinders, and the offense hadn't even have Jalen Waddle. They don't even have Jalen Waddle on offense, nor have I seen Jalen Ramsey on defense. So they're missing 2 Jalen's, and I mean, they still balling, man. These teams look like a track meet. Everybody that touches the ball can hit you for 96-yard runs. It's crazy out there, man. So salute to Miami. Moving on to the Panthers, man. Now, my Carolina Panthers, man, listen. No Bryce Young this week. Now, he's already hurt. Now, this, like I told you guys earlier in my earlier episodes, man, I felt like that Bryce Young was just way too small. I feel like he doesn't have the size, the girth, the man body, so to say, for the NFL. I just didn't think he should have been the number 1 pick. We moved up to get this guy. I always felt like we should have got CJ Stroud, but Bryce Young was hurt this week, and we had a better chance of winning, in my opinion, with Andy Dalton on the field. I feel like we need to move forward with Andy Dalton on the field. Try to work in Bryce through some packages if we can down the line. But I mean, I'm not suggesting we give the reins back to Bryce when he's healthy, or if he, gets back in the next week or so. I think we need to continue to try Andy Dalton, to be honest. Moving on from that, I mean, in the midst of speaking of CJ Stroud, who I felt like we should have drafted, this young man has just broke history. CJ Stroud just made history in the NFL. He became the only quarterback to I got this stat. He became the only quarterback to throw for 900 yards passing, 4 touchdown passes, and 0 interceptions in his first 3 starts in the NFL. So that's a record. He broke a record. I mean, no interceptions, 4 touchdown passes, and over 900 yards passing in his first 3 games. That looks like a well-oiled machine. That looked like a man that's developed for the NFL. The game against Ohio State versus Georgia in the national semi-championship, the national semifinals last year. Should have really displayed what CJ Stroud is capable of, what he's made of, getting out the pocket, ability to spot and throw balls down the field. I just feel like the Carolina Panthers made a horrible decision by taking Bryce Young over him, and I'm gonna stand by that, man. So moving on, there was some shocking upsets this week. The Ravens went down in overtime to the Indianapolis Colts, which was I don't know, man. I'm sure if you're a betting man, I'm pretty sure you didn't think Indiana was going to win that game. The Saints went down to Green Bay, whose Jordan Love has been playing very good. I will have to give Jordan Love much respect. Jordan Love has been playing very good this season. It looks like the Green Bay made the right choice. Go ahead and getting rid of Aaron Rodgers, bringing in Jordan Love, making him, more comfortable, getting him adapted to the offense. And they look like they're putting some things together, man. He doesn't look like he's throwing a whole lot of picks or making a whole lot of mistakes. He's trying to make the right read, and he's getting the ball out his hands, man. So I mean, I'm gonna be on the lookout for them guys. I didn't expect Green Bay to win that game. I really did. I picked the Saints. I just felt like their defense would have held firm, but they lost on a field goal. So we just keep it moving on that. The Cowboys upset, man. Now I can't explain what happened with the Cowboys. I do feel like they're top 5 defense in the league. I know that the Cowboys lost Trayvon Diggs in practice on last Thursday, I believe. If it wasn't, I believe it was last Thursday. They lost Trayvon Diggs in practice to an ACL injury. He'll be out for the rest of the year. That's terrible news for them. I do feel bad about that. Obviously, I wouldn't, we don't want to hear about guys getting hurt. Just like a Mike Williams in the San Diego. I mean, I said San Diego. I'm sorry, the LA Chargers. You don't want to hear stories about guys losing their whole season, man. We've already had about 4 or 5 guys already declared out for the season who are big time guys for a team. So we don't like to hear those type of things. Obviously, like I said, the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. Joshua Dobbs looked like he was just leading his team. He looked like a man amongst boys out there. The whole offense was getting chunk plays after chunk plays. It just doesn't look like a sold up defense. And like I said, that defensive line that front 7 is going to struggle. If they don't get home, they can't hold up in coverage. And before, the coverage will be so good on either side because you had Stephon Gilmore, then you had a lockdown corner and Trayvon Diggs, who in the last 3 years, for context, Trayvon Diggs he's been basically holding passers or quarterbacks to 9% passer rating on his side. Like when balls are thrown his way, there's a 9% completion rating. He's led the league in interceptions. This guy's really shut down. So losing something like that, it definitely affect how you move forward in your game and your game plan, because you no longer have that security blanket on the back end, and your front 7, they got to get home. And they struggled to get to Joshua Dobbs this weekend, which was shocking. I mean, Michael Parsons was out there, but they only got pressure on him 33% of the snaps. This is coming from a team in Dallas who had pressure on quarterbacks 54.6% of the snaps in the other 2 games preceding. So it's like, man, how in the heck? When did the Cardinals become a good team? Because they were 0-2 going into this game. Nobody picked the Cardinals to win this game. Everybody thought Dallas would have won this game. Dak did throw a goal line interception, but I don't want to put all the blame on Dak. That defense couldn't stop a nosebleed yesterday, so it has to stop and start with the defense, man. The defense is really what's going to keep that engine rolling. So we'll see if they bounce back, which I'm sure they will. I'm not going to, discredit Dallas or anything like that. Now there'll be more football tonight. Obviously, we got there's 2 games come on tonight, man. We have the Eagles playing Tampa Bay. Now, Baker Mayfield's been looking pretty good. We're going to see if he's able to hold up against a Eagles defense who hasn't really been good in the pass defense. So that's pretty shocking. I know they got some cornerbacks over there. They got the necessary weapons, but they've been giving up some passing yards. So we'll see if Baker can slice and dice on them. Also, after that or during that time, with these 2 Monday night games, they kind of play simultaneously. The Rams will be playing the Bengals, and we'll see if Joe Burrow and the Bengals can bounce back. I do know Joe Burrow is not 100% healthy right now. He has a calf injury. So whether or not he plays or not, I'm not sure if that's been confirmed or announced, but I do think he's going to play, and I think that the Bengals might go ahead and pull it off. But Aaron Donald will be licking his chops trying to get back there and put him on the ground. So we'll be keeping our eyes on both of those Monday night games. To move forward with the honorable mention, we have basically one or two. Simone Biles, man, yo, we give her a hand clap real quick. Simone Biles. Now, the reason why Simone is in my honorable mentions today is because she is set to represent Team USA at her 6th World Championships, becoming the only U.S. woman to ever do so. So we just got to give her a hand clap. I mean, she's set to represent in their 6th World Championships. Of course, you know this girl is bad. She's been winning gold since gold been winning gold, period. She's a gold winner, and that's what she does. So for her to represent the games, of course, we know we're gonna do our thing. I mean, you know, I got all the faith in the world in Simone, so we just give her a head clap, man. She'll be the first U.S. woman ever to compete in 6 different gymnastics championships. So that'll be pretty good, man. You know, we look forward to that. Also, one last honorable mention will be the NBA preseason will begin next week, man. So we have welcome back to NBA. Man, the fall is just the best time of the year. Fall is absolutely the best time of the year, man. We got football coming back. We have NBA coming back. We also have college football. We got college basketball. NCAA March Madness is about to be on the way. All the college basketball information is going out as well. So it's coming down the pipe, man. We about to be loaded with sports, man. So my last but not least honorable mention would be, congratulate for all of the guys or girls or women and men who have daughters. Today is National Daughter Day. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all I'm a girl dad, man. I'm proud of it too, man. It's National Daughter Day, man. So take care of your kids, take care of your daughter, take them for some ice cream, do something special for them, man. Let them know you appreciate them, whether it's their birthday or not. So National Daughter Day, man. Now to move on to end the show, we have our golden rule of the day. And the golden rule of today is the day that you plant the seed is not the day that you bear the fruit, meaning you don't enjoy your fruits the day you plant your seeds. And that's the same way in life. You don't necessarily, if you want to start something, if you want to start a business per se. I heard a guy, Ice Cube, a famous rapper, if you guys don't know, I mean, he did come out and say, if you're not willing to put 5 years into whatever you start as far as a business or something like that, and you're not willing to put 5 years in it without making a quarter, without making a dime, then don't even waste your time, man. I mean, like basically what he's saying is you have to give yourself room and time to grow. The growth is a process. It's not going to be overnight success. I've said this in another golden rule up in the past. There's no microwave levels to success. This thing takes time. It takes nourishment. You need to water yourself, water your dreams, water your visions, and continue to and let them grow. Put some light on them in any ways that you can. I mean, use your social media, use your platforms, put light on your business as well. But at the same time, the day that you plant the seed is not the day that you bear the fruit. So just keep that in your mindset, man. Life is not like a supermarket. I know you go to the supermarket and you got you pick out your groceries and you always expect for it to be there, but there's going to be some seasons where the peaches ain't right. So the peaches won't be in the farmer's market or whatever the case may be. Whatever the season, there's a season for everything in life. And then you have to wait your season. Continue to water yourself, wait your season, and your harvest will be there soon enough. So like I said, man, the day you plant your seed is not the day that you bear the fruit, man. So just keep that within yourself, man. Wait your season out. Continue to water yourself. Give yourself room and time to grow. We'll leave you guys with that, man. Thank you guys for coming out to the Golden Rule podcast. There'll be more sports in the future. And please get in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about the topics and if there's something else you want to discuss. One love. When real life happens, y'all. We got a golden rule. Stay true, stay focused on what's important. You can cover the gold in you. Find your gold. Look, breaking news. Life is golden when you make the rules.